Good evening and welcome back to the Drummond channel. It's Thursday, December 5th, and tomorrow is non-farm payroll day. So I'm going to update NASDAQ and the Bitcoin charts, and we'll see how things play out tomorrow with all the volatility that day usually brings. So let's get started with the NASDAQ, and this is a monthly on the left. The weekly is our focus in the middle, and the daily on the right. And starting, with the PL dots, this yellow line here is quarterly, and you see that pushing higher. And we can also see monthly PL dots continuing to push higher. And on the weekly, they've been moving sideways. The live PL dots starting to push higher. And of course, here on the daily, these PL dots are pushing strongly to the upside. On the monthly chart, we're in the area of the oncomings, and this is called ducks in a row. And you see each one of those is lining up. The tops are all even across the top. And we have the same thing over here in the weekly chart. And this is roughly the same area, around 21,000 to 22,000, 22,300. On the daily chart, we can see these oncoming marks continue to push higher and higher. So right now it seems to be strength in the market, and maybe targeting up here in that 22,000 range. And lastly, I'll draw in a couple of Drummond lines, the termination lines, and see where those are going to take us. For the month, the 5-2 down is about 22,000. And you can see here on the weekly chart, the 5-2 down is broken through at this point. There is a 5-9 down up close to 22,000 on the weekly chart. And then finally, this is where it gets interesting on the daily chart. We have 5-2 down and a 5-1 down. So that's resistance area up above, just up above where price closed today. And we'll see how it reacts to that. So that's not a huge amount of resistance in comparison, or when you look at it in the context of how much energy is pushing up on the weekly and on the monthly, but definitely an area to watch out for. And gets through that, then these areas on the weekly and monthly chart up towards 22,000 are probably the likely targets. Probably not tomorrow, but maybe going into next week. This chart is a close-up of the weekly, and these were all trend bars. All the closes were on top of the PL dot. And then this was our congestion entrance bar. And we've been in congestion action. It's been alternating on either side of the PL dot for a few weeks now. Now, this one is above the PL dot, this one's above, and right now this one's above. And should we close up above the PL dot, that is a start of a trend run. Those are three closes on one side of the PL dot. And with the congestion entrance, we had the first block level here that broke, second block level that broke. And now this is the third block level, and closing above that third block level will be in congestion exit. And again, that puts targets up here into that 22,000 range for next week. This level right here is where that daily 5-1, 5-2 down combination is. So that is a resistance area, and like I said, if it breaks through there decisively, then we're probably headed up towards that 22,000 range. If this holds, it'd be very interesting to see if this closes down below the PL dot. But that's a big move. We'll see what happens. And non-farm payroll days, we've seen stranger things. Now here we are with Bitcoin, and we're digesting this monster bar from last month. And you see how strongly the monthly PL dots are pointed up. The dots are opening up. The trajectory is moving higher, faster. And same thing over here on the weekly chart. And just a tiny bit of slowing down here on this week's PL dot, and next week's live PL dot is starting to show tiny signs of the energy starting to wane. And then if you look over here on the daily chart on the right, you just see a congestion mess. Prices closing on either side of the PL dot, and that is expected. After you see a huge move like we saw on a monthly bar, that energy is a long way away from the monthly PL dot, and it's starting to digest its new area. So it's normal to see this kind of congestion consolidation after a huge move. This was the daily wall, or what we call ducks in a row. And that was holding for quite some time, and then price got way up above that today. And you see this huge reversal bar back down inside the envelope. So this likely indicates more congestion and more to the downside. And we'll see how that plays out. Now looking at our daily congestion, this bar up here, kind of an exhaust bar way up above, and then this bar into congestion, lower band of congestion, expanded on the upside a little bit. And this bar, and this bar we could call a tiny trend run within congestion confines. And now, depending on what happens tomorrow, a close above the PL dot would be, again, a three bar trend. However, it has to break out of the congestion confines, and that is on the upper side around here. So far that's held a couple of times. It held today on close, and then on the lower side way down here. So I'm expecting tomorrow there's going to be some, of course, volatility, but I think we're headed down towards the lower congestion confine and maybe find some support and recover from there. Or I don't know if we'll see it break down. This is a lot of support in this area with the lower confines of congestion and the weekly envelope bottom, and then there's also the monthly envelope top just down below that. So there's still a lot of support in this market, but I think congestion is going to continue on a daily basis. So that's it for tonight. If you have any questions, please post them in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.